What's going on, everyone? My name is Adonis D. Johnson. I'm the creator of I Am My Life Coach. It's a personal self awareness tool that helps you with your personal growth and your personal development. We are now going live on Facebook at AdonisJohnson.com, at Adonis Johnson, as well as on YouTube at Adonis Johnson. This is the Rude Awakening. It takes place in the 3 o'clock hour. My voice is a little off right now due to the fact I have a serious headache. Allergies, I believe, is kicking in. Maybe I'm dealing with some unforeseen circumstances that's causing, a little pressure up top with my thoughts. I deal with things just like you, right, on a day-to-day basis. But one thing that I am committed to, and I'm committed to serving those that I can by serving myself. I have simple concepts that's easy to implement. I have some strategies that I look forward to sharing with you guys that can help you with your transformation. I believe we all are eligible. We all are eligible to make a transformation, right? This is a transformation season right now. I believe that we always should be going to another level. We should be getting bigger, right? We should becoming better, and we should be greater at some of the things that that we desire to have in life. I'm not going to keep you guys that long, but I definitely have to come on, and I have to make sure for those that able to understand the message. Thank you. These eyes, these glasses, these lights are definitely messing with me right now. That's just how bad my head is banging right now. It's banging. So I'm drinking water, I'm sweating, but I'm drinking water and I'm sweating. And the only thing I can do is pop up out this thing based on where we at. This is the Rude Awakening, right? I just want to, connect with you as you connect with me. I'm not here for everybody. I do believe I can connect to somebody. One of the things that we do is we are faithful. Who are you faithful to? You're faithful to yourself, right? I want to build the foundation. The foundation, only way to have a foundation and to build a foundation, I choose to believe you need an inner concept. You need an inner concept. Well, my inner concept is I am my life coach. I created this, right? I created this in my darkest hour. I created this when I realized that in this world, you're going to need some support. You're going to need some help. And unfortunately, a lot of us, we've been hurt. We've been abused, right? We've been abused by others. And we still looking for others to assist us. Maybe not the same ones. Some of our parents done came and gone, and we looking for help now, right? They done gone on to the other side to be with the Lord. And some of us, we still here trying to figure out, what do I do now? It's hard to be in a situation and you don't know exactly what should you do, right? So me personally, I was in this situation, and I must be honest with you, I tapped out. I did not want to come back to this thing called life. I felt like, Lord, take me now. I'm so sick and tired. I don't want to deal with family. I don't want to deal with anyone that calls themselves friend. I don't want to deal with no partner. I don't want no one involved in my life at all. People are toxic. Sometimes I still feel this way. I have to be honest with you. I don't come here because I'm perfect. I come here because I have to be real. I feel like if you do not reveal where you are at within yourself, then there will be no healing for you. You only can heal when you realize there's a problem. Something is off. Like today, something is off. And I realize when I'm off, I have to deal with myself. So before I even open up the broadcast today, I literally was in prayer with myself, going back and forth with myself, talking back and forth to myself, meditating with myself, going through some scriptures. Some of this stuff don't even work sometimes. You be looking, you be wondering, like, God, are you listening to me? And and sometimes that silence say, are you listening to you? Do you hear what you're doing right now? Do you hear you pointing your fingers at others right now? I guarantee you, some of you, you are are frustrated, angry, mad, upset because of who? Because of someone else, because they didn't do what you felt they should have done. And you are attached to what? The way you thinking. Well, I want to pause right here. This is a timeout. Normally, we take a timeout on Mondays for the Mighty Monday Meltdown. This is the Rude Awakening. So let me give you a timeout and give you a fresh rude awakening right now. It says, pick today who you will serve in the scriptures. That's what the scripture says, okay? It says, pick who you will serve today, right? And what does that mean? That means you could serve higher self or you could serve lower self. You could serve bigger, better, greater, or you could serve poverty. I ain't got time. I'm sick. I'm frustrated. You can go sit here and think about $1 million ideas, or you could sit here and go run around here and allow the weather to dictate and make you spend everything, right? Just trying to have a good time. I understand some of us do need to be revived. Some of us do need to be renewed. Some of us do need to be restored, but at the appointed time is when it's supposed to take place right now. Some of you, we have to pull back and hold our position. They're going to be many more days. This isn't nothing but a teaser. And for many of us, we done already jumped out here and decided we're going to do the right now. And the right now going to mess up your tomorrow right now. What do I mean by tomorrow? I mean, we need a habit, right? We need consistency, right? Habits is what makes and dictates what your future look like. In order to create a habit, you have to do the same thing for 21 days. I don't think the weather gonna be the weather it is today in Chicago 21 days straight. So at the end of the day, there's going to be a drop and it might snow tomorrow, knowing Chicago. Chicago is so unpredictable, but guess what? The people are the same as the weather in Chicago. So unpredictable. One minute they love you, next minute they don't. One minute they talking about going to smack somebody's face off, kick the door down, kick in the door, come out with the fofo. Next minute, they going to serve God. They going to the church. I'm going to church today. You be like, when you just talking about beating somebody up yesterday? When you just talking about you need to go get your itch scratched or something? You know, it's like, look, this foolishness has to stop. All right. I titled this thing very carefully today. You're going to always remember who came into your darkness with a torch. I'm looking for torch lighters, right? I'm looking for people that got torches, right? Because there's some areas in my life, right, that I'm gonna be honest with you, that I'm not familiar with, right? And I don't look to pretend at all. I'm just open. I'm just honest. I just try to bring it because I believe that I'm holding some people's pieces to their puzzles. I don't mind giving you what it is that you need in order for you to be a better you. But if being a better you mess up my life, then it's either you or me and you going down. Or you get where I'm going with this, you guys. So it's okay to help individuals, but let's be clear. Sometimes it's frustrating helping some people. Some people don't want help. Some people need some attention. And I think we're not the one to give people attention. I don't believe that what God is leading us to do requires us to yearn for attention. I believe that, hey, to God be the glory. Keep it moving. Boo. God bless you, right? Because he used me to bless you. That's how I know God blessed you. You see, sometimes we got to know when I said God bless you, that's because he knew that I knew that he used me to bless you, because I never would have did it on my own. Not to mention, I need you to keep it moving right now. Please get out my face. Please get off my phone. Please go find somebody else or somewhere else, right, to sit here and do what you do. So listen to me, you guys. Now I feel like I'm getting this little thing. Let me just get on into the Zoom of it, and let me put my little music on, something in the background to balance me out, because I need a little prayer. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Sometimes I need prayer, and I be prayed out sometimes. What do I mean prayed out? Prayed out mean, look, God, you know, I need a miracle. Okay? Let me get this right. Sometimes I gotta create the scene. I'm having a skate jam. Let's start there. Let's start over. This is the Rude Awakening that takes place in the 3 o'clock hour. This is about personal growth and personal development. This is about how to self-empower yourself. Hating on somebody else is not going to get you what you need. That's not going to help you at all. That will hurt you. Being angry at someone else, that's not going to help you. That will hurt you, right? Being jealous of someone else, that's not gonna help you. That's gonna hurt you. The more you watch somebody else's life is the more you see that you have not tended to your life the proper way. I'm not entertained by foolishness. I'm not entertained by people suffering. I'm not entertained by people that have less than me. I'm not entertained by that. What I'm entertained about by is when I see people prospering around me. And I have to sit here and I have to stop and evaluate. God, look, you've been good to me. You have been good to me. But I'm not wrong for asking for more. I'm not wrong for asking for a little bit, something extra, right? I see when something jump off, I be having to sit here and make sure don't interrupt this thing. Hold on for a second. Let me do some adjustments real quick. Hold on. If this signal disconnect, I'm gonna need y'all to reconnect, okay? This done turned a little bit. Let me adjust that. I'm live on YouTube for all the people that don't like this Facebook community, because I'm not gonna lie to you. Even if I was on the Facebook community watching somebody else and I watched all this stuff that comes across the screen right now, I wouldn't want to be on here either. But if I gotta go through this mess to get to what I need, then hey, keep on typing, type the worst stuff. Okay, because I know how to set myself up for a blessing. Sometimes when people are complaining, that's the perfect time to talk to God. When it's raining outside and cloudy and everything like this rain here, that's the perfect time to talk to God. When people out here running around, ooh, the weather's so nice. Ooh, the weather's so nice. Ooh, I'm gonna get out here and enjoy this weather. I'm getting these. That's the perfect time to talk to God. Because I don't care what the weather is outside. I care what the weather going on inside. I care about God. Listen, you can change my weather. Put me on a plane. Take me to wherever I desire to go. The weather is always the weather. The sun is always shining. Did you not know the sun never set? The sun never set. It just set in the area where you located. Come on now. Some of you, we've been located in the wrong area for a long time. And it's time for us to shift now. It's time for us to go into another location right now. I feel the headache is being lifted up off of me. Thank God for that right there. Thank you for prayer right there. So let me go ahead and shift this thing right now, because I'm gonna tell you something. For all my pretenders, I guarantee you this is the wrong time to be pretending right now. Some of you, let me be honest on what God told me. I'm gonna go ahead and tell it to you. You too strong to be playing weak. You are too strong to be playing weak, and it is very disrespectful. It's very hurtful. It's very disappointing that some of the people around you play these games and they are on your beat right now. Come on now. I need for all of you to become strong right now. Ground yourself as I ground myself. Father God, I come before you right now. And God, this is a rude awakening right now. This is the rude awakening. It takes place in the 3 o'clock hour. You knew we was going to be here. But you also knew that I had a headache. I'm not coming in already carrying things from other days. I'm carrying circumstances, situations. I got a lot going on in this head, God. But only one that's going to calm this storm, it will be you. Calm this storm so this fleet that we are on right now can get the things that we need. I don't want to be selfish, and I never look to be selfish, God. I bring my people right here that's right here on this broadcast. Anybody that can hear my voice right now, God, I know that you're tuning them in and you're tuning them up right now. But for those that cannot hear this voice that you are using right now, which is called the voice of instruction, God, I ask that you will enable their ears right now. This is a request that I'm making on their behalf right now. God, they need to hear you. They need to hear you in their finances. They need to hear you in their bodies. They need to hear you in their mind. They need to hear you in their heart. They need to hear you in their homes. They need to hear you in their situations right now, God. We have ignored so much because we disabled the voice. We disabled the speaker. Some of us didn't even know we had mute on our life. We had mute in our life. We had mute in our health. We had mute in our wealth right now, God. And we asking that you will unmute us right now so that we can see exactly what it is that you need for us to do right now. You are an amazing God. We thank you, God, that the sun shines even when it ain't shining. We thank you, God, that we have hot flashes because we get hot even when it's cold outside. Come on now. God, I thank you that you are breaking us. You're making us. You're building us up so we can do what it is you will have for us to do, God. Thank you for blessing seen and unseen. Thank you, God, that you allow us to rise again. Rise in you right now. Many things trying to put us down. Many things trying to put us under. Some of us are carrying things that's not of us, but it comes from someone else. But we ready to deal with it. We ready to deal with it. And today, God, we dealing with it right before you. Forgive us for things we have done knowingly and unknowingly. Anything that we done let creep in, anything we done let walk in, anything that we done allowed to take place in our life, God, we ask that you will forgive us. Forgive us for how we handled the situation. God, our mouth gets the best of us sometimes, and we still struggle with managing the things that comes out of our mouth. But today we journey to higher self. Today we look to your son right now, God. We look to the son because the son is coming to us, and as he makes his way, we don't want to sit here and not greet him. So we greet him and allow him to come and take place right now. Cleanse us from inner to outer. We thank you, God, that you're building us a foundation so we can stand on, build on, that we can sit here and have something that we can call our own right now. Safety, a safe place. We realize, God, with you, you are the peace. You are the peace that surpasses all understanding. So today we lean not to what it is we thought we knew. And today we search and we reach for something new. We reach for you, God. We reach for you because you are reaching for us and you are calling us higher. You're calling us out of what we love to participate in. You're calling us out of what we love to play in. You're calling us out of situations. You're calling us out of bondage. You're calling us out of the familiar into a place of unfamiliar. And right now we are naked before you. Come on now. Some of us, God, we are naked before you, but we ain't thinking about no roles. We ain't thinking about the outside. We thinking about the inside. We thinking about the inside. We ain't worried about what we look like on the outside. Well, some of us are, God. But we ask that you will change that right now. Allow us to go inner to outer right now. Some of us, when we look at the inside of us, we are worried. We are troubled because there's nothing there. We don't know where we're going right now. We don't know where we're going, but God, you do. So today we put our eyes back on you. We put our hearts back on you, and we readjust so that you can take us exactly where we need to go. We look to go in you and through you to accomplish the things you will have for us to accomplish in this day. This is the day that you have made, God, and for that right there, we are giving you glory by showing up. We are giving you glory by humbling ourselves in this moment. In this moment, we understand the power of now, and now is the time that we ask that you will provide for us. You will provide for us a new outlook, a new look, a new direction. Come on now. Some of us need change, God, but the only way we was going to get this change, it will be because of you. And we looking for you to be the difference in everything that's going on in our life right now. So thank you for healing. Thank you for deliverance. Thank you for removing some of the burdens and some of the rocks and some of the things that was in our lives that we couldn't move on our own. So God, we welcome you today at this time. Thank you for helping us with this transformation, this process. And you do it because your name is on the line. So thank you for that right there. Thank you for what you're sending into our lives, as well as the things you're taking from our lives. As we level up in you, God. Thank you. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen. Amen. Take that. Take that. Absolutely. What's up, you guys? Man. I got to press through this. I got to change that, though. I can't go into that like that. Because I'll be there all day. Let me get back on this rude awakening, you guys. Work with me. I don't know what's happening, but whatever's happening is a good thing. What's going on, everybody? It's the mighty rude awakening. It takes place in the 3 o'clock hour on Saturdays. It's about personal development and personal growth. It's about how to self-empower yourself. I ask you guys today to think about one thing and one thing only. Strip yourself down to deal with yourself. Ask yourself, who are you serving? Are you serving your higher self or are you serving your lower self? This is the choice that we get to make, right? It was placed in the scriptures. Pick what you will serve. For some of you, if you want peace, you have to serve peace. If you want destruction, then you're going to serve destruction. Some of us, you are hazardous to your own health. Do you hear me? You're hazardous to your own health. That's why you have to get these instructions. You have to get these instructions so you can know exactly what it is that you need to do. I titled this particular broadcast, You Will Never Forget Somebody That Comes Into Your Life with a Torch. I believe that for many of us, there was a dark area, and I believe that If you understand when somebody comes into your life with a torch, you're going to have to always pay some homage to that individual. Now, let's be clear. Some of you don't let people come into your life and mess your life up. You too powerful to be playing weak right now. This is the time you call on all your strength right now. You call on all your strength. What do I mean by all your strength? That means when you stop pretending, everything around you will get real around you. For many of you, you are the leader of your circumstances. You are the head in your circumstances. Listen, he said you are the head, right? And not the tail. The tail is what you've been wagging, following, whatever. Today, your eyes open. It's a pull. You choose what it is you will serve today. Come on now, listen to this scripture. Let's go back scriptures. Scripture says you can't serve two masters. You can't serve happiness and sad. You can't serve joy and frustration. Frustrated. You cannot serve that. You can't serve good and bad. That's good and bad. You can't serve both. You have to make a choice. What am I saying? This thing is mental. For many of us, we never knew what we know right now. But you guys got to take your time. Work with me as I work with you. Listen, this ain't just about you. I'm literally tiptoeing through this thing. This thing is hard. This thing is not easy. But I'm letting you know I'm on the front line. And if you walk with me, I'll walk with you. So I think we all can walk together, right? Let me take you to this scripture real quick that I've been anxious to kind of give you, right? I've been reading this, so I thought this was pretty good. When we talked about Mighty Monday Meltdown, which takes place in the 7 o'clock hour on Mondays, right? That was a lady, and she had it was about the changing the water to wine, right? Wine. The transformation was when the wine ran out, then people was empty. A lot of us, wine represent money. When your money run out, that's you're a whole nother person. I know some people when they don't got their eyelashes in and you ain't got your little hair done, and you got that makeup on, oh my God. You won't FaceTime. You won't go out. You won't go to the grocery store. Do you hear me? You got glasses on, especially when you ain't got no lashes. Okay, let's be clear. If that hair ain't done, you got that little bunny on. Man, tell me about it, you guys. When that wine runs out and you in that mode, that's a whole nother person. You hear me? Listen to this. So that lady name was Mary, the one who came and put some oil on Jesus' foot, like some of her weeping got on other people, and she had to wipe it off of other people. She wet him with her tears. Like some of you, has somebody ever came in your life and what was on them got on you? Don't act like it's always prosperity. Sometimes people probably get on you. They get around you, they start cussing, using bad language, and all of a sudden, here come you cussing that. You be like, where's all this come from? Sometimes you get around somebody and all of a sudden you done picked up what's on them is on you now. And now you around somebody saying the same thing they were saying. Okay, let's be real. Let's go with your kids. How about that? How about your kids? Your kids says some stuff around the house, trying to be cool or whatever. And here it is, you get on the phone and now you're saying exactly what they were saying to somebody else, right? Dude, well, man, I'm not finna, you all amped up for no reason, right? Is that it right there? Y'all got that one? Okay, that's cool. Right? Because we pick up things and we don't know we picking up. We sound like somebody else, right? You get around people and you end up doing, or you end up wanting what somebody else wanted, or you end up saying what somebody else saying. That wasn't Joe. You like, wow, I never thought like that, right? So they done hijacked your thoughts, took over your thoughts. Okay. So I just wanted to create the picture real quick. So what Mary did is she came over, and when she was weeping, because some of us, we're weeping right now. We're weeping right now, right? What do I mean by weeping? That means we're crying out of our pain or our suffering or whatever it is we're going through. And for all those that's not going through anything, let's be clear, you always going through something. Always. If you even think that there's a bigger, better, greater, if you even think you either going up in weight or you going down in weight, but it's impossible to stay the same, right? So I wanted to start there. Now, I want you to turn to John 11 and check this out. And I'm going to hit this real quick and get up off this thing. I try to do less than 10 minutes. Okay, so you got to get this. Verse 1, right? There was a man named Lazarus, and he was sick. Stop right there. For many of you that want healing, in order to be healed from something, you have to realize you've been sick, right? Sick can come in many forms. Sick can happen all of a sudden, or sick can be you've been sick for a long time and you never got what you need. Many of us, we never experience love because love is freedom. Love is freedom. God is love, right? Love is freedom to express God's expression through you. Where? Here on earth. So a lot of us been sick because we was created to do something that we never done. And for many of us, we have created our own definition of what we think love is or what we think relationship is. And that's what messed a lot of us up, right? We started off in grammar school for some of us. Do you like me? Yes or no, or maybe so. Can you circle one? And at that moment, you circle one and y'all was together. I told you guys on the Mighty Monday Meltdown that when you went to school, school is very important. Education, you have to educate yourself. Let's be clear. You got to go to school, right? To pick up a skill, right? So they start you out of school, grammar school, elementary school, high school. School is very important. Continuing education. But when you get to a certain point, you have to register from school. There has to be a change, right? See, when you come into a school, grammar school, based on the community, you're able to go to that school, right? Grammar school, then you go to high school in your community, right? That's fine. But when you get to college, you have to register and they have to accept you in. Only way you can get to a college is unless it's a community college, not a university. A university has to accept you based on you registering. They have to look at your criteria. They got to see, are you eligible to fit their description? Do you fit the description of of their brand, right? Do you fit their brand? Just like with a company, you have a company, you want to go work for a company, they need your resume. But when they get your resume, they're gonna go look through your social media, they're gonna go look you up, they're gonna sit here and do your background check out, do you have any criminal backgrounds, right? How you ever thought about doing anything that you should have not have done, right? Then they're gonna move on over. Let me see if they got a drug issue problem. Let me see if they ever smoked any weed. Now, let me not me or any cocaine or anything, right? But we're gonna get a little hair sample because we still want to know what you like. And if that don't work, okay, now we done a criminal, we done medicated, so it seemed like they're in good form. But now some places will give you a dummy test, right? But we want to do an evaluation test to see how you handle something. Then it asks you, if this happens, what would you do? If this happened, what would you do? How you ever took a cookie before? How you ever lied on a test before just to get by? Many of you know that you failed that test, but they just wanted to see what type of individual you are, right? Let's go. In order to get into the university, they have to accept you in. Not only that, we also learned that they say you have been accepted, right? Like many of you, your children, oh man, my kid got accepted to this school. You never got accepted to that school. Let's be clear. Your kid got accepted. That's cool. They got friends. They got friends. They got their little cousins them with, right? And you so happy you posted on social media, my baby got accepted to the school she wanted to go to. I'm so happy for her. Good. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about the fact that you never got accepted. Let's talk to the fact that you never finished what you started. Let's talk to the fact that the people that has to deal with you really should be, let's start over. You should be praying for the people that had to deal with you and still have to deal with you. Because you happy for somebody else because they get to go bigger, better, and greater. But what's up with your bigger, better, greater? What you gonna do to assist yourself at this point? Blessings on to you. What's good? Let's go. So I want to create this grounding right now, right? I want to create this grounding, this foundation. I already got the picture being painted right now because when you go to school, they have to accept you. And now you have to pay this tuition. So many of you, you're looking for scholarships, right? I got to find a scholarship. So what? So my baby can go to that school, right? So they can get the education. So you applying for scholarships. What am I saying? I'm saying you don't have the money, but you have to apply. That means you have to do some work. Well, let's go. Let's flip it on over here. Now that we understand that there's a tuition and you need help with the tuition, right? So that you can make sure that your baby can go to school. What are you doing in order to assist you? Well, we have to come up with something different. We don't need to pay a tuition at this point. Right now, we need to go through intuition. Intuition is something that we ignore for so long. What is that? That's the voice, that voice that was telling you, don't mess with her, don't mess with him. The voice, right? The voice of instructions, right? So we have muted that thing out. As you know, in prayer, I stated that, God, listen, can you help us enable some areas in our life that has either been disabled by somebody else or by ourselves? Sometimes we can mute ourselves and we forget that the unmute, right? Like many times I done a broadcast and people couldn't hear me on YouTube because I didn't hit the button that unmute the microphone, the speaker, right? So I'm talking, but people don't hear me. Isn't this amazing that you can be talking to your God, but he do not hear you because you on mute right now? You on mute and you didn't hit the buttons that allows you to go into higher self. Now that I created that, let's go into this thing. There was a man named Lazarus and he was sick. You get this part? Many of us, sick means you're just not getting what you need. We don't get what we need, you guys. We have to do something different and we have to stay with it. We have to stay consistent, right? Consistent in this work that we're doing. So Lazarus sick, I got to move through this thing. And this was Mary's brother. Now listen to this, who lays here sick. Remember, Mary was the lady that was living a sinful life, right? And when she was sick from living a sinful life, she came to Jesus' presence and she was weeping, right? She got out of her situation, was weeping to Christ. Christ felt her presence and changed her situations and said, your great love, your freedom has healed you. Now, let's be clear. The apple don't fall far from the tree. Now, you see now, she's gone. Now you get to Lazarus, who's sick. Mary and Lazarus are brothers. Some of you are connected. You've been healed, but who you connected to is sick. And this can be a problem if you don't flag this thing. Y'all better watch this. This is a good setup right here. So Mary and Martha are sisters to Lazarus, who is sick right now, right? And keep in mind, it wanted you to understand that one of them knew how to be a giver to someone else, okay? Now, one get healed, but the ones you still connected to is sick. So there's some sick people that's around you. There's some sick people that might get on this broadcast. Don't you understand? A lot of times they say in the church is for the sick, okay? I vow that our job is to be healthy and strong. But what I like to do is examine the sick sometimes. Sometimes you got to examine what makes them sick. Is it drinking? What makes them sick is not accepting the fact that they bigger, better, and greater than the stuff they put themselves around, right? What makes them sick? Sometimes the thing around you, sometimes what you see makes you sick. Sometimes what you hear makes you sick. Sometimes what you eat makes you sick. What am I saying? I'm saying we got to be very, very good, right, with what we do. Now, listen, if anything foolish jumps off, you guys, you already got to know what you need to do. Because again, I did not give a disclaimer. I'm not responsible for anybody but myself right now. You guys, I just only hope that you guys will come in with respect. So check this thing out. When he heard this, Jesus said, this sickness will not, wait. Yeah. So the sisters sent word to Christ, higher self, right? The Lord, the one you love is sick, right? When Jesus heard this thing, this sickness will not end in death. Stop right there, right? What am I saying? Some of you, for what we're going through, this is not the end for you, right? This is the beginning for you. Remember, the transformation from the water to the wine. It wasn't the water to the wine that wasn't a transformation. The transformation was the wine ran out. What's in you has to run out. Your complaining has to run out. Your frustration has to run out. You have to starve the enemy. But if you keep feeding the enemy your attention, you're going to have a problem. Many of you have to starve your distractions, right? What you used to do used to feed on you. Now that you after bigger, better, greater, something is coming after you. But at the end of the day, long as it's behind you, you don't have to worry about that, okay? You can't keep addressing everything. You only need to address where you're going. We already know where you've been. What done happened done already happened. You don't need to keep replaying that, right? So let's get back into this. So what happens is, as I close this thing down, because I'm really not feeling good, this is Jesus states that this sickness is not going to end in death. No, it is for the glory of God, so that God's Son may be glorified through this. What am I saying? Lower self is always going to draw lower things. But for many of us, we operate on higher self. Jesus said, this is for the glory of God. Pay close attention to what I'm saying right now. It's so that the Son, higher self, can be glorified by the things that's going on with your lower self. We all understand what ignorance is. Ignorance is sin. To live in sin, to be in sin, is to be ignorant, right? So let's not pretend like we know everything. Some of us, we fail when it comes to finances. Some of us, we fail when it comes to emotions. We fail when it comes to intelligence, right? Let's be clear. If it's not you, then I guarantee you it's somebody that's connected to you, all right? But this is the wrong time to be judging someone else, because what it was stating in scriptures is, for whatever measure you judge, what is it saying? It's saying you can judge where you at by looking at where somebody not at. That means you have something that somebody else don't have, but somebody else is going through something that you have not been through, right? So this is what should humble us. Where when we come together, you have to either, like, you can watch somebody else's foolishness and you can thank God that that ain't you. You can thank God that he actually delivered you. You can thank God and be like, Lord, look, if I ever acted in that behavior or in that way or in that manner, thank you, right, for helping me and assisting me to not allow me to go through that. But I am going through this, right? That's why I say you focus on what it is that you desire to have changed in your life until that change takes place. This is why God stated that it's for his glory, but the Son has to be glorified in the situation that your lower self got yourself into. So whatever this guy got sick by, listen to what Jesus said in 95. Now, Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. So when he heard that Lazarus was sick, he stayed where he was for 2 more days. Stop right here. What am I saying? You have to build yourself up to deal with some of the stuff that you have to deal with. Some of you, your cousins and your family members, your uncle, your aunties, whoever you operate around, I'm asking you to give yourself some time. Some of you, you need time before you address something. You need time before you go. You just can't just jump up, get a phone call, and just go somewhere. You got to have some time to deal with sickness. You got to have some time to deal with ignorance. You got to have some time to deal with certain people. Because remember, when Jesus went to the Pharisees' house, right? He knew who they was, because when he got to the table, he reclined. Why did he recline? That means he understood, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Many of you will visit other people's houses. Many of you will have conversation with people, but let's be clear. It's only for a certain amount of time. Then you have to ride out. This broadcast don't last that long, but if you can't come in and get some respect for 35 to 45 minutes and then bounce, you get what I'm saying? Then I understand, right? I totally understand. When you go to somebody's house, you only there for a certain period of time. When Jesus went, he got comfortable, he reclined, but it was not his house. Stop mistaking other people's activity for your activity. Stop trying to classify. Now remember, somebody came into the house, right, that lived a sinful life. That means outside the life was sinful. Inside, that person was decent and in order, right? What they was hit with started spreading amongst everybody else. It will get on you, but you have the power, you have the authority to change the situation. You understand what I'm saying now? This is just a warning right now, you guys. So listen to this. Watch this. Jesus stayed 2 days extra. He stayed 2 more days, and then he said to his disciples, stop right there. What am I saying? In closing, the disciplined people, you have to mark your power circle. I told you I'm very key. God is calling us to have a power circle. And then there's going to be people that take from you, okay? Your power circle is what gives you power and strength so you can be you. Your power circle starts with you. But before you go up against something or before you go somewhere, You have to always check in. You have to always ground yourself. You have to always make sure that you have the right idea, right? I Am My Life Coach is an idea. It's an idea that allows you to realize, look, I'm my life coach. Long as I don't do what I see people doing, I'm okay, right? If I see it's good, he say mark it and put it into practice. What you put into practice will become your natural life, right? Many of us, we've been practicing the wrong things, so we get the outcome of the wrong things instead of the right things. I'm only giving you this quick message, you guys. I think that you guys can use this because this is what Christ is telling me today as right now, right? As of right now. He said the sickness is not going to end in death. No, it is for the glory of God. The Son, higher self, may be glorified through it, right? Through what? Through what you put yourself in. Listen to this. Now, Jesus loved them, right? Let's go down. And it says it right here, right? He stayed for 2 days in verse 6, verse 7, and then he told someone else. He said, let us go back to Judea, right? Notice, higher self got to go back to lower self, back to the family, back to friends, back to people, back to the community, right? What happens then? He said, listen to this. One of the disciples, somebody has to be able to check you. I pray that it's you that can check you. If not, then find your power circle that can put you back into alignment. It says, but Rabbi, that's called teacher, right? Rabbi, teacher. They said, a short while ago, you see that short while? The Jews there tried to stone you, and yet you are going back. See, some of you, people only taking shots at you because of me. They're not taking shots at you because of you, because they don't know you. They taking shots at you because of me. Because we want bigger, better, greater. The information that I'm trying to convey to you will help you get your bigger, better, greater. It also will help me get my bigger, better, greater. So if we came to the table, we're not talking about what you got versus what I have, what you own versus what I own, how much money you have versus how much money I have, how healthy you are versus how healthy I am. We're not talking about that. What we're talking about is trying to open up a respectable line of communication. Notice, Jesus said, I'm going to Judea. Let's go back there. They said, why would you go back there when they just tried to talk about you? You see, the one that comes into your life, your darkness with the torch will provide light and allow you to see stuff you never seen before. So it's not a matter of what you guys are going to do for me. It's what you're going to do in the community and the lives of others that you are attached to. So the things that you do, your name will be remembered. It will be remembered because you assisted them. They might not never be in a position to assist you. They might not be the one that's sent to help you. But this is what makes life, okay? You always got to have your goals, but your goals wasn't never to go help so-and-so get out of the mud. Your goals was never to lend nobody $100 or $500, right? You lend according to your understanding. For many of us, we're lending, right? But you got to find out what you lending, because even when you lend information, somebody is getting paid for the information that you lending. People get paid for what I'm doing for you for free right now. Even what's free is not free. Sin is very expensive. Sin can cost you. Drugs cost, right? And it only messed your life up, and that costs you, because now you got to get a counselor. Now you got to go talk to this person. Now you done messed up. You done sold something, right? You done linked up, got more babies or something. Now you got to take care of the babies, right? It's expensive to have a good time. Some of this love music you listen to, it's expensive, okay? Sin is expensive. This woman was living a sinful life. She came to higher self, and her whole life changed. That means I don't do what I used to do no more. I put some thought into it. I put a couple of days in between what I'm doing, right? I just don't allow 74 degrees to change and dictate what I do. Got it? Good. Look at this. Jesus says, I'm going back. Somebody else said, didn't they just try to do this to you? Didn't they, when they just talking about you? When they just sitting here saying this about you, and you're going to go back again, and you be looking like, I got to go back, right? Stick to your assignment. God provides you with everything you need until your assignment is complete. Remember, I gave you the story, right? When Jesus, remember, the transformation was the wine running out. When the wine ran out, right? No one had anything. No one had no ideas. No one had no dreams, right? That they was accomplished. Nobody was opening up a new business. Nobody was getting married. Nobody was graduating with degrees and scholarships. Like I just stated, we trying to send our children off to school so they can get the best, right, education, so they can live their life, right, and do all the things that you didn't do. But God desired to not leave nobody behind. What we gonna do for you, that's what's important. You should be very grateful, thankful that God still have somebody here that can talk straight to you and say, I get what you're doing for them, but what about you? Well, I'm trying to make sure my baby good. I know the baby, we gonna get that part, but what about you? I want to make sure my daughter get married. I know that, but what about you? How you wrote yourself off, how you told yourself it's not going to get better for you, how you told yourself, how you gave up on you yet. I still think there's hope, right? I still think there's hope, right? Listen, let's be clear. All this stuff is created inside of you. You see, listen to this. Who invented electricity? This is amazing here. Who invented electricity? No one invented electricity. We only can display it and we only can use it. You see, when it comes down to peace, you only can display peace, but you can't go find peace. Peace has to be something within yourself. It's a sense of comfort that you can display, that when it comes down to finances, you are comfortable. When it comes down to health, you are comfortable. When it comes down to friends, some of you ain't comfortable. I know I'm not. I'm not comfortable with people and their definition of friendships, because I believe that friendships has to be a covenant. David and Jonathan made a covenant before the Lord in regards to their friendship. You see, many of you, nobody registered to be your friend at all. You just accepted them with whatever GPA they had. And you still run the same thing to this day. At least once you get out of high school, they have to accept you. You see, at some point in your life, you have to accept what it is that keeps trying to register for you. A lot of the foolishness don't register for me. I'm sorry, I don't get it, right? It's just you can register all day long, but you won't get no reaction. You actually get no response. You hear me? Like you knew good and well that this does not fly well with somebody like myself, right? Many of you are under attack, and it will be because of who you connect to. Because whoever you connected to is causing you to become bigger, better, and greater. That's the Lord. The Lord in them is connected to the Lord in you, and you are going higher, right? Let's close out. Let's close out with this last little piece. And you going back there, verse 9, Jesus answered, his higher self answered. Please listen to this. Please listen to this. Jesus answered, right? Are there not 12 hours of daylight? Anyone who walks in daytime will not stumble. You see, only person who stumbles is a person that don't take time to recognize where they're going. They say, Jesus responded. They saying, man, they just tried to stone you. They just tried to put you down. Your brother just tried to steal your money. Somebody just tried to steal your man. Somebody just tried to sit here and talk bad about you, right? He said 12 hours. You can't stumble when it's daytime. Many of you already done marked what doesn't work for you. When you see it, you just need to constantly remind yourself, right? He said there's only 12 hours in daylight. Anyone who stumbles in the daytime, anyone walks in the daytime will not stumble. Remember, I told you there will be a separation. Separation, we learned in Genesis. He said, well, he called the light morning, which was day, and he called the darkness night. He said, if you walk in the light is your higher self, understanding what you desire to have. It does exist. It exists. But if you are in the darkness, right, moving around, then what you're doing in the dark will make you stumble. We at a point right now where we shouldn't be stumbling. Ain't no more stumbling. Stumbling days is over. Okay? The light will never cut off at this point. I'm telling you that now. Watch, I'm going to prove it to you. This Jesus talking, so he's in you. So he's the one that's talking to you now. Listen to this. Anyone who walks in the daytime will not stumble, for they see by this world's light, right? They will not stumble because you can see what people is on. You can see foolishness at this point. You can see it. So why are you bothered by what you see at this point? It's because once upon a time you didn't see it. You was in it. When you in it, then guess what? You don't know. But now that you know and eyes come open, when you see it, you get disappointed. You get a little discouraged, right? So Jesus still talking. He said, it is when a person walk at night that they stumble, for they have no light. They have no light. You have a light. They have no light. Remember, the one that came into your life with a torch in the dark area, you will remember them forever. It's because of what they did do. Their light allowed you to see things about you, and you began to make adjustments. You began to fix the things that was broken. You began to make repairs. You began to redo. You began to refresh. You began to restart. You began to restructure, reposition. You began to realign your thoughts up. You began to see things in a whole different perspective. One change changes everything. One thought changes everything. One idea can change your life for the rest of your life. At the end of the day, when you see yourself, what do you see? It's not what you want, it's who you want to become. And at this point, verse 11, after he had said this, he went on to tell them, our friend, not my friend, our friend, because each and every last one of you have access to higher self. At this point, your inner concept is, I am my life coach. So at the end, nobody can break you, nobody can shake you, nobody can take from you. They can't take anything unless you give them permission. Unless you give them permission, nothing outwardly can hurt you. Only thing can hurt you is inwardly. The wrong idea. Let's be clear. You was whole before you met him, and you'll be whole once you forget him. You was whole before you knew him, and you'll be whole once you release him. What am I saying? Before they came in your life, you were somebody, right? They got in your life and caused some problems. When they leave your life, you'll be somebody again. What am I saying? If the flow ain't right, you got to release it. That's it. The flow ain't right. We're not compatible on no levels whatsoever. So here's the end. Here's the end. Our friend. See, a friend of a friend is a friend, but an enemy of a friend is an enemy. What am I saying? Because when you see bad, you mark it, right? And then you stay away from it. He said, our friend has fallen asleep. They mean they went back down to lower self. And you guys, it says, but I'm going there to wake him up. I am going there to wake him up. His disciples replied, Lord, if he sleep, he will get better. Jesus had been speaking of his death, but his disciples thought he meant natural sleep. What am I saying? Even if your people don't roll with you, you gonna roll, and the right ones will roll. The right ones will roll. Guess what, you guys? That's why we've been by ourselves for a long time, because we thought people was gonna roll because we've been doing the rolling, but ain't nobody rolled with us yet. This is a new place. This is a new time. We're in a new season, and right now, you guys, that concludes that particular lesson. But if you could take anything up out of there, what I want you to understand is that peace, right? If you want peace to be still, it has to be displayed inside of you. Electricity. We don't make electricity. We actually use electricity. Or when you see it, you can display the electricity. What am I saying? I'm saying you have to choose what you will serve. Will you serve happiness, or will you serve slavery, depression, anger? Will you serve what you desire to have, or will you serve what it is you used to have? And what you used to have did not work for you. I'm telling you guys is that we're growing right now. We're growing and we're developing. We're getting stronger. But even in your strongness, even in you getting better, I realize that you have to draw newness to you, because if you keep drawing the past to you, then the past only going to take everything from you. They're going to cipher your gas. That means to take your gas from you, right? People have to register for you, but then at the end, you won't have to use their intuition, because you don't need their tuition. You don't need them to get your hair done. You don't need them to get the makeup on, take you out. You don't need none of that right now. What you need is what you crave, and right now you should crave understanding, because God said, "My people perish If you're perishing from lack of knowledge and understanding, because the people don't have the knowledge that they should have, which is what? The information. What they should have is the information. They don't have the information, so you never can get an understanding. That's it. I thank you guys. I got to get up off this broadcast. I done all that I can do. See you guys at the Mighty Monday Meltdown. Thank you guys. Hopefully it was respectful and peaceful. Release it. Somebody said thank you guys for coming through. Peace and blessings. Enjoy your weather, man. And we got to bounce. Rena. What's up, Rena? Rena be on YouTube. Whatever, Rena. Talk to you in a minute. Peace out, you guys. Let me get this up over here. Oh, make sure y'all at the skate party, man. I got a few tickets left. Tickets is going to Circle of Friends. This group thing is coming that being put together. Like I said, I'm trying to do some entrepreneur stuff for other people so they can develop their own business right now. I think my goal in life is to see to it that other people win the best I can. I'm very resourceful. I have a lot of experience. I'm an open vessel right now, but I'm also a smart one and very intelligent. Sometimes just because I see it don't mean I approve it. Just because I heard it don't mean that I had to accept it. It's just that people talk all day long. I just don't entertain foolishness. So can I leave y'all with one thing? One thing I want to leave y'all with. Let me cut the music off. In your going back, remember Jesus had to go back and he said, they just tried to stone you, right? Me, I like birds, right? I need you to make sure you know what type of birds are drawn to you, right? What type of birds? There's 3 types of birds you need to be on the lookout for, right? Some of these birds, you might be affiliated with it now. One of these birds is going to be a vulture. A vulture only flies around dead stuff. It eats off the dead. So watch out for the vultures. They only going to come and eat from your dead area, right? Dead area, right? So if you in your emotions all the time, then somebody going to always come, a vulture, going to hang around and is going to eat from the dead area in your life. There's many areas that makes up your life, but a vulture only eats from the dead. They fly around the dead areas, right? Watch out for the vultures. Then you got pigeons. Pigeons is very tricky because they ain't flying, but they got wings. They ain't going nowhere. They like to be fed though. They like to hang around, they go around. They only gonna fly and get right back on the ground. They only gonna fly, go to church on Sunday, back out in the world again. Fly, go up, right? Watch out for the pigeons. It's a lot of them. They around everywhere. They hang around where people leave stuff, right? People leave food. Pigeons comes and right? Watch out for the pigeons. You got vultures, you got pigeons, and you got some eagles. You guys, I'm not saying this because I'm going to say, hey, I'm an eagle. I'm saying this because you have everything that it takes to be an eagle. You have everything. God already created you to be this. You have to learn what's your strengths are, and you have to learn that being in a place where you can take time by yourself, that is your power. That's your ground. Just to be by yourself, to reset yourself, is very important. Jesus said, before I go deal with the sick, I need 2 days. Before I deal with this person, I need a couple of days. Before I sit here and go around this, right, I need a couple of days to figure this out. I got to wrap my mind. Before I spend $1,000 on this, I got to sit for a minute because ain't nowhere in the world. And what am I saying? I'm just saying you have to be smart about what you're doing. Peace and blessings, you guys. Watch out for them birds because that's very important moving forward. I wanted to make sure I put